Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Overtime. This is Maricel Casino Rivera, and it's an interesting day for Overtime today. And let me welcome first my co-host, Attorney Oscar Oca Moreno. Sir?
Hi, Sel. Salamat. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to our Wednesday episode of Overtime, a daily program available on Facebook and YouTube that begins at about 1:30 for about an hour, or in most cases, with overtime. And our topic this afternoon is very, very special. And we have a very, very special guest. And wow, how can I structure the epilogue, essentially, she was born in Cagayan de Oro. She'll be introduced properly by Maricel, but a Cagayan de Oro born beauty queen and an artist, and of course, a cinema awardee, and wow, personality, in fact. Made it to the Cannes and the other international arena. Sel, please do the honor of introducing our very special guest.
Yes, thank you very much, Attorney. And our guest this afternoon was born on September 14, 1958, and she's a Filipino actress who won the Binibining Pilipinas and also won the Binibining Pilipinas Universe in 1982 and represented the Philippines first Miss Universe pageant in Lima, Peru. And she became known as an actress, and then later on she became known as an actress, and later on a mosaic artist in the Philippine cinema and television. She spent her early life in Cagayan de Oro with her parents, and transitioned from fashion design to modeling and to beauty pageants. And she figured in notable movies and roles, and recognized for her acting prowess, such as the Golden Screen Award for Best Supporting Actress. And she studied at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, in Fine Arts, and a member of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. She also took up art classes in the Chicago Mosaic School and the Institute of Mosaic Arts in Berkeley, California, and UNESCO Italian Mosaics Tour in Ravenna, Italy in 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, I know everybody knows her, Maria Isabel Pagunsan Lopez Melron. But to us, she's well known as Isabel Lopez. Ma'am, good afternoon. Welcome po to Overtime. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you. Hello to Attorney Oscar and to you, Maricel. Thank you so much for a very warm introduction.
Yes.
Hello. First of all, we are...
My birthday, I guess you check Wikipedia. My birthday is August 19, 1957, and not September.
Yes. Ayun.
Ang panahonan ng fiesta ng Cagayan de Oro yan.
August.
Dahil August 28 ang fiesta ng Cagayan de Oro, San Agustin, no?
Yeah.
So you were born August 17, and
August 19. It's Quezon City.
And ang ganda niyan, very special, Sel.
Yeah.
She was born here in Cagayan de Oro. Wow. Ang galing. I didn't know that until today, no? Mm-hmm. So you were born here. Ang father niya was a lawyer, and he was a practicing lawyer here in Cagayan de Oro for quite some time.
Yes, the late Attorney Benjamin Lopez.
Yeah, and ang mother ni Isabel was from Davao, Pagunsan, no? Mm-hmm. And they lived here, and you were residing in, I understand you told me earlier, Salapasan, mm-hmm. which is here in the heart of the city, no? And so how long did you stay in Cagayan de Oro, Isabel, if I may ask?
When I was born there, but then after I think a year or two, my parents moved back to Manila. So I was raised in Manila.
I see.
But I visited Cagayan de Oro a couple of times.
Yeah, so you have relatives here in Cagayan de Oro?
I still have relatives there.
That's good. That's good. And wow, So sa Manila ka na nag-high school and
Elementary, high school, and college.
yeah, college sa UP sa
Yes.
Fine Arts, no?
Diliman, yeah. College of Fine.
Diliman. And wow, why Fine Arts?
Maliit pa kasi ako. My mother saw me exhibiting, a lot of artworks in the house. So, alam niya yun yung talent ko. So, naka-medyas pa lang ako, dinala niya na ako sa UP College of Fine Arts. Sabi niya, kasi alam ko someday you're gonna go to this school. And eventually, it happened na I finished my career in fine arts, major in advertising and minor in fashion design sa UP Diliman.
Wow. Wow. And then after graduation, where did
I
you go?
landed my first job in a department store as a fashion designer. I was with Rustan's, the department store. I was designing for the young VIP department. So yung mga dinidisenyo ko mga damit is more into mga teens and ladies wear.
Ang galing.
Yeah.
So design ka na talaga even before.
Yes. And then just to give you a background, after my work in Rustan's, I moved to the SM group. So as one of the members of the board of fashion in SM, kasama ko sina Lulu Tangan, the late Bobo Melgar, and Kaloy Badidoy. I was one of the house designers.
And then ang sunod na venture mo was you joined the Binibining Pilipinas.
No, not yet. I became a model first.
Okay.
It was in being a model that I was spotted to join the Miss Philippines pageant.
I see. And of course, how many years were you a model before the Binibining Pilipinas?
A few years lang naman. A few years. There's this fashion designer who spotted me when I was modeling for Gerard Peter many, many years ago. We're talking about dekada 80. Medyo matagal-tagal na panahon na.
Yeah. Familiar ako dyan.
Yes, familiar ka talaga. So, this designer, Rudy Fuentes, spotted me. He gave me his calling card and then he told me to join the Miss Philippines pageant. So, ayun, sumali ako ng Binibining Pilipinas and the rest is history.
Yeah. Dahil yung mga Gerard Peter, mga ano yan, full house yan, Sel. Ang dami yan.
Nanonood siguro kayo niyan, ano?
Oo, nasa Manila ako doon.
I know, kaya lang hindi pa digitized nung panahon ng dekada 80, so we cannot find any of those videos of the fashion show of the Gerard Peter shows. But it's a very high-profile fashion modeling group patterned after Lido de Paris. Kasi it's a very sexy show, but done tastefully and classy.
Oo. Pero mahal masyado yun eh. Merong iba, Isabel, na not as classy, na mura-mura. Doon ako madalas manunood noon. Pero yung Gerard Peter was, very prohibitive ang cost. Sa trabaho ako noon, so pang birthday lang namin yon yung Gerard Peter. Pero
yeah, one thing with the Gerard Peter models, doon ang galing ang karamihan sa mga stars natin. I would like to mention a few of them. Si Carmi Martin, galing dyan. Jerez, si Liz Alindogan, si Emily Loren, and yours truly. Marami pang iba like Barbara Benitez, Malu de la Fuente. Galing sila dyan sa fashion modeling group na Gerard Peter. So it's very high profile kasi nga, kaya sabi nyo na rin medyo expensive. Kumbaga sa mga, nung araw, yun yung pinaka-creme de la creme.
I know, yung medyo mababa na konti, with all due respect, yung mga Karilagan. Pero sikat na rin yun.
Karilagan is a different genre kasi Karilagan is into high fashion show. So hindi naman natin pwedeng i-compare yung Gerard Peter sa Karilagan.
Oo. Pero marami pa ring mga ano noon, mga shows yan, yung mga 80s and 90s talaga, no, na very popular and but quite expensive. Oo. And then, yun ano ka doon? After that, you joined Binibining Pilipinas.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
And won the title.
Yes, Binibining
Binibining Pilipinas Universe. Yeah. I represented the country in Lima, Peru.
Lima, Peru.
Yeah. Yeah. And first
Tapos
attempt
after
mo.
that, it's my first attempt to join a pageant. Kasi yung
Yeah.
panahon naman namin hindi naman uso yung sali ka ng sali. Hindi
Oo.
gaya ngayon na you luck once, twice, or thrice. Nung time namin, you just join it once. And tsaka nung time
That's
namin, hindi pa uso yung mga retoke, yung mga ilong, hindi pa uso
Yes.
yung organic.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Nabanggit din lang ng ma'am. Yung mga ganong pagbabago sa pageants ngayon, ma'am, your thoughts on that? Hindi ko lang maiwasan na maitanong. Kasi I think in the past kasi, nabanggit nyo, hindi pwede yung mga retoke. Pero ngayon, nagiging diversified na siya at inclusive naman po. Your
May
thoughts
enhancement. Ngayon, may enhancement
Yes,
na.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, nasa tao naman yun eh. Kumbaga, it's the norm in the Latin American countries. Yung mga Latina, magaganda na sila and yet may enhancement pa. So, ang mga Filipinos naman, ang trend ngayon is more on the mestiza look. So, if you're a little bit exotic, medyo kailangan mong ipagawa yung nose mo. I mean, I have nothing against that. It's a personal decision.
Yun po.
Pero sa
Na-compare ko lang yung mga trends ba during our time, yung time nila Gloria Diaz,
Yes.
or Pilapil, mga beauty queens talaga lahat organic. We did not go through the knife like that.
Yes.
Yung real McCoy talaga, walang enhancement, walang retoke, no?
Yes.
You saw them as they were.
Yes.
Oo. Kaya talaga, no, yung wala ring kupas.
Yes.
Walang kupas dahil yung mga enhancement wala yan eh. Yeah.
May comment ka, sir, ha?
Oy, idol ko to si Isabel eh.
Yes.
Thank you, attorney.
Idol ko yan dahil after Binibining Pilipinas, you joined movies. Naging artista.
Became a sexy actress, yeah.
Yeah, talagang and of course you even went all the way yung mga movies mo umabot sa Cannes.
Yeah, I was fortunate na yung movies ko with Brillante Mendoza naka-red sa main competition ng Cannes Film Festival. Yeah.
Oo.
So that's really very fortunate. Not once but twice. Once noong 2009 in the film called Kinatay. Kasama namin si Coco Martin doon. Tapos naulit-ulit siya in 2016 in the film Mar Rosa, kung saan naman nanalo ang Pilipinas sa Best Actress sa role ni Jacqueline Jose.
Talagang si Brillante Mendoza.
Brillante Mendoza.
Natin yan, nakausap natin yan.
Yeah.
Na-interview niyo na rin po.
Not in this program, but he visited Cagayan de Oro and he was our guest sa City Hall in one of his trips before.
Oh, that's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah. And ngayon, I understand you're still in cinema, although...
Yes, every now and then, I still do and accept offers, especially if it's worth doing. Yung latest project ko ngayon, it's a Japanese movie entitled Kodokushi, Diamonds in the Sand. Directed to ni Janus Victoria. And the role I have there is that of a caregiver. It was shot in Japan and 95% ng language niya is Japanese. So I had to learn Japanese language.
Teka, sir, singit ko lang muna. Carlo Paalam, our Olympiad. Good morning, Ninong. I think he's in Paris.
Wala pa.
Wala pa.
Olympian boxer
namin dito from Cagayan de Oro. And then si Roel Quinones is also asking, ewan ko kung maintindihan niyo po to, ma'am, kasi in Bisaya. Tinuod yun di ay nga nakapuyo ni siya og lapasan. Kanang ayala kuno karon danha daw sila nagpuyo sa una. Ayan, kung totoo daw ba talaga nakatira ka ng Lapasan, and yung current na Ayala building ngayon, dyan daw kayo nakatira
Yung si
dati.
Trio?
I guess so. Hindi ko alam kung ano na yung Ayala Building. Pero I was born there and I was, although I was raised in Manila, yeah, my dad lives in Lapasan. Yeah.
Yun ang siguro.
Yeah,
Kasi may
yeah.
na...
Oldies, yung mga medyo oldies, mga
Oo.
baby boomers, yung mga sinauna, alam pa nila yung daddy ko. They're familiar with my dad, Attorney Benjamin Lopez.
Oo.
Kasi he's a practicing lawyer dyan sa Cagayan de Oro for many, many years.
Pero si Attorney Lopez was from Nueva Ecija.
Yeah.
Oo.
Lopez ng Nueva Ecija.
Oo. Saan sa Nueva Ecija ang mga...
Sa Peñaranda.
Peñaranda. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so, nandun tayo ngayon sa movie mo, yung Japanese movie.
Yeah, going back to this Japanese film, binigyan nila ako ng tutor para ma-perfect ko yung Japanese ko. So for 2 months, we were working on the script. Kasi ang role ng pelikulang Kodokushi is that of a caregiver, a Filipina caregiver in Japan. So nag-shooting kami sa Japan, and then after 2 weeks in Japan, we shot some scenes in the Philippines. Tapos gusto ko na rin banggitin yung kasama kong actor doon. He's a very famous actor in Japan. The name is Lily Frankie. Kasama siya dun sa pelikulang Shoplifters, which won the Palme d'Or and the Cannes Film Festival also.
Okay.
So yun, I'm fortunate na in between my arts, I could still do acting.
Ang galing. Pero I would imagine very selective ka na sa...
Yeah, kasi I'm based in California. Yeah. I only come back pagka merong project worth doing.
I see. But
Tapos
you are...
meron din akong babanggitin ko na rin this opportunity na banggitin yung latest na guesting ko sa isang mini TV series. It's called Cell Block na pinagbibidahan ni Jericho Rosales. Kasama din ako doon.
Kailan lalabas yan?
Lalabas yan this year for Amazon Prime International.
Wow, oo. Ayan, ito tayo mga classic talaga ng mga artista natin.
And what can you say about Philippine movies ngayon and Philippine movies during your time? Yung kapapanalo mo pa lang sa Binibining Pilipinas, Philippine movies noon and Philippine movies today.
Ang price kasi, unang-unang babanggitin ko na yung presyo. Ang presyo ng sine nung araw is, well, sa bagay, ang value ng pera naman iba. 50 pesos lang makakanood ka na ng sine. Mura lang ang sine noon. So it's considered the cheapest form of entertainment nung araw, nung dekada 80. Kaya makikita mo, pag may pelikula kaming showing, talagang pinipilahan ng mga tao. People line up, tapos nagkakaroon ng standing room only. Nakakamiss ngayong panahon, ang presyo ng sinihan is sobrang mahal. So hindi na siya considered the cheaper form of entertainment. It's already for the middle class and higher class kasi 500 pesos ang sine. So I think kailangan ng atensyon nito ng government para ma-address to make movie houses more popular prices. Para naman yung mga nasa lower middle class at yung mga mahihirap nating kababayan, nakaka-afford din sila. So yun lang ang observation ko. Masyado naging prohibitive ang presyo ng sinihan.
Yeah.
Tapos available na din po kasi mga pelikula sa mga movie streaming platforms eh. So mas lalo yung mga tao ayaw nang pumunta sa mga sinihan because they'd rather watch their movies at home.
Yeah. Pero iba pa rin kasi sa widescreen.
Yeah.
At saka I guess sa movies ngayon, a lot of our filmmakers, directors, namamalagpag yan sa ibang bansa. Maraming support sa mga independent films natin to another country. Pero dito sa Philippines, pagka independent cinema, what I mean is hindi mainstream, hindi yan Sharon Cuneta or hindi yan Katniel or what.
Yeah, indie.
Kung hindi rin lang ang artista mo mga mainstream actresses, hindi tinatao talaga. Mabilis ma-pull out sa cinema. So yun ang sad state ng ating cinema. Mas buhay ang television kaysa sa movies. Dahil sa mga teleserye, alam naman natin yan.
Yeah.
Yun ang mahirap. Ay, sige.
Oo, si Isabel, naging ano siya, yung White Castle model. Ikaw yata ang una.
Hindi ako una. Maraming
Yeah.
nauna sa akin. Ang nauna sila, Evangeline Pascual, mga beauty queens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pero yung
Donna
White
Pierre,
Castle,
sila.
White Castle,
Kasabayan
yung-
ko noon si Carmy Martin.
yeah, oo.
Nag-alternate yung aming ads ng White Castle Whiskey. Naku,
Oo.
special mention ng White Castle Whiskey, matutuwa si Madam Olive. Nandito din po ako.
Hindi, pero ang ano kasi dahil Isabel Lopez, binibining Pilipinas, and yung mga movies mo were very, very popular and if I may say, provocative, no? Sexy
Daring
film.
po.
Yeah,
Daring.
daring.
Kasi
I was-
ako yung artista na nag-set ng trend sa industry na ako yung very first actress na nagpakita ng frontal nudity via the experimental cinema of the Philippines ni Amy Marcos. It's a film called Isla, directed by Celso Ad Castillo way back in the 80s.
Oh, magaling,
Yes.
magaling din yung si Celso Ad Castillo.
I know, he
So,
passed away na.
yeah. So kay Senator Amy Marcos na program yon, yung
Okay.
Isla.
Yung experimental cinema of the Philippines.
Oo.
Yeah.
And
Part yan ng MIFF, Manila International Film Festival.
yeah, and
Yeah, napag-usapan na rin lang natin yung trend nung panahon na yon, during the Marcos era. It was actually used as a political tool to divert the minds of the Filipinos with so many political unrest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oo.
Oh, really? Yeah.
kaya yung pero SRO, ang mga movies noon talagang
Tinatao talaga. At saka nagbabayad talaga sila.
Oo.
Makikita mo ang pila ng mga tao hanggang sa labas ng sinihan.
Oh,
Sana
grabe,
yung ganong klaseng ano.
grabe noon. And hindi lang sa isang movie house, ha? Dahil sabay-sabay yan, mga 3, 4, 5 na movie
Yes.
houses.
Nationwide, pinapalabas siya.
Yeah.
Pero ma'am, yung sinabi niyo po na experimental, yung when you did the frontal nudity at the time, how was it? Paano ang reception ng mga tao? Because I'm sure people at the time hindi sila sanay and then suddenly may ganong classic movies.
Ay, salamat naman na itanong mo yan. Well, nung time na 80s, it was very controversial kasi medyo marami tayong guardian of morals. It was the time na si Pechi Agbayani ay unang nag-post sa Playboy magazine. Kaya gumawa ng maraming usapin yan, yung dekada 80. It was also the first time na ang isang Pilipina nagpakita ng frontal nudity sa screen. So it was like a revolution pagdating sa freedom of expression. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pero ano
Gumawa
naman,
yung mga ganong klaseng eksena. So maraming mga guardian of morals na nagki-criticize, ganon. Pero ngayon, wala na yun eh. Kumbaga, Hollywood stars and actresses, they also show nudity.
Yes.
yeah.
Basta ang purpose naman ng filmmaker ay maganda.
Ang ano naman, may maipapakita naman eh.
Yeah.
Di ba? Ano talaga, yung of course, yung beauty pang binibining Pilipinas.
Yes.
Hindi yung beauty
Ano?
alanganin.
Oo.
Biro mo Isabel Lopez.
Nakakatawa naman kayo mag-describe.
Oo. Hindi,
Nakakatawa naman ako sa inyo.
totoo naman eh.
Oh.
Totoo naman kaya iba talaga no yung panahon na yon ang haba ng mga pila.
Yes.
Kaya nung sinabi ni
Siyempre
Shine, tinanong ko siya, Isabel, sino ang ating guest? Sabi niya, Maria Isabel Lopez. Biglang umano yung mata ko. Wow! Siya ba? Siya ba talaga ang ating guest?
Yeah.
Galing
Pero
ito ni Shine. 5 stars ang binigay ko sa kanya for succeeding.
Ayan, Shine na. Masaya na si Shine. Nabigyan siya ng 5 stars.
Tapos after your era, ma'am, sumunod na rin yung mga sexy films in the 80s, no? Marami ng, I believe you actually set the trend at that time. Yung mga
Yes,
provocative
tama
films.
yung sinabi mo. Pagkatapos nun, it was actually a very classic film now.
Yeah, yeah.
Under Viva Films yon. Pagkatapos niya, nagkaroon ng napakadaming producers na lahat
Yeah.
gustong gumawa rin ng ganong klaseng mapangahas na pelikula. So naging trend siya, nagkaroon lang ng maraming artista na lahat matapang din, daring. Tinanggap
Oo.
nila yung roles, hoping to make it in the industry.
Mhm.
Pero alam mo, may observation ako, no? And dahil before yung movies ni na Isabel, meron na ring mga Filipino movies na talagang iba, no? Yung ano rin, yung
Tama
Ah,
yan sinabi yun. Actually, si
I don't want,
Gloria Diaz at si Elizabeth Oropesa, nag-set din sila ng trend na wet look.
yeah,
Meron silang
yeah,
pelikula na ginawa, pinakamagandang hayop sa balat ng lupa.
yes,
Yes.
oo. And
I don't
then
know
yung,
kung tapos pa nila yun, and it stars Elizabeth Oropesa and Gloria Diaz.
Oo.
Directed din yan by Celso Ad Castillo.
yeah,
Ngayon, nag-set din sila ng trend nung panahon na yon. Nagkaroon ng iba-ibang era yan eh. Merong
Oo.
wet look. Tapos nagkaroon ng frontal nudity. Yeah. Tapos
may,
nagkaroon tayo ng mga iba-ibang set na mga artista hanggang sa yung mga artista meron nang lumabas dyan, mga soft drink beauties.
oo.
Lumabas na yung mga mas bata, pabata ng pabata yung mga artista.
Yeah.
Before sa kina Gloria Diaz at Elizabeth Oropesa, andun pa yung Merle Fernandez, Isabel.
Ay, iba naman era yan, mga 60s.
Iba yun.
Ay,
Ay,
yun
High school ka pa noon.
Ah,
High school ka pa noon.
Hindi, ira ni Mayor.
Tama ka nyo dyan.
Yung
Yeah,
yung Diamonds Are Forever. Yun,
Ah.
napanood, hindi ko makalimutan. Ano yan? Umiskapula ako sa eskwela.
Eskwela.
Napanood lang eh. Diamonds Are Forever. No? Pero yung, hindi, seriously, after that, pumasok yung kina Gloria Diaz, Elizabeth, and then ikaw, pero naging ang artistic quality na-enhance, na-improve. No?
Yeah.
Hindi na, if I may use the word, hindi na lewd. Talagang no? Yung may artistic flavor.
Yeah.
Oo. Provocative could be a word used, pero hindi yung
Artistic naman siya.
Yun.
It's very artistic. Tapos it's done by like mga matitinong filmmakers talaga.
Yeah, oo.
Yeah.
Hindi yung yung before na talagang iba talaga, no? And ako presko pa sa mind ko.
Oo,
yan.
lagi, oo.
Oo.
Pero Merle Fernandez
Ni Atty. Oscar.
Hindi ko makakalimutan yung mga magaganda na napanood ko.
Oo.
Kaya 5 star ang binigay ko kay Shine. Biro mo, Maria Isabel Lopez. Lalo na ngayon, Isabel, na nalaman ko na dito ka sa Cagayan pinanganak. No? Talagang, wow. Cagayan is part of your life. And we share that. We share that honor. No?
Thank
Ang
you.
galing. Pero, Sel, si Isabel is also fine arts graduate sa
Yes.
premier school of the country, University of the Philippines in Diliman.
Yeah.
And ngayon, as a fine arts graduate, marami siyang mga may nahiligan na art, how do you call that? Art,
Music art po. Music art.
Music.
mosaic art,
Mosaic.
meron ding,
Music, oo. So yun ang ginagawa ko.
oo.
Oo.
Meron
Actually,
kong, Go.
sorry, but I'd like to take this opportunity mag-plugging ng aming ongoing art exhibition dito sa White Room Gallery at the Cimeo Inotech. Ang title nito ay Screenscapes. Pinagsama nila ang 20 artista sa isang napakalaking art exhibit. So ang kasama namin dito ay sila Baron Geisler, sila Epi Quizon, Drange Villesa, Jao Mapa, Leandro Baldemor, Evangeline Pascual, Nina Ricci Alagao. Melissa Mendez, kasama din ako, kasama din si Shamin Buencamino, at sila John Paul Diray, pati si John Lloyd Cruz, kasama din, meron din siyang gawa dito.
Mm.
Yes, so ang title ng ako, sorry to those na hindi ko na nabanggit kasi medyo marami kaming participants. So, itong art exhibit na ito, puro mga artista na gumagawa ng sining. Yes, thank you for posting that, Screenscapes. Ongoing itong exhibit na ito sa White Room Gallery, si Mayo Inatec, Commonwealth Avenue, Quezon City. At itong exhibition na ito is happening until February 27. So if you have the chance, punta na kayo sa White Room Gallery para makita nyo yung mga obra ng mga kasamahan kong artista.
Ang galing.
Ayan. So mga artista lahat po ito, mga exhibitors?
Yes. Kasama sila Dran Rebellesa bilang aming events organizer. Sila Chris Villanueva, kasama din namin.
Ayan.
At saka si Ernie Garcia, kasama din siya dyan.
Ernie Garcia, nandyan. Rita Alagao, Flores. Rebellious.
Pero gumagawa po kayo ng mosaic art ngayon na lang po o talagang ginagawa niyo to is ever since?
No, nag-umpisa ako sa painting, fashion design. Pagkatapos ng 2011, nang makarating ako sa Chicago, nag-enroll ako sa Chicago Mosaic School. At doon ako nagkaroon ng formal training with the traditional mosaic art. Ang ginagamit namin is yung traditional smalty na galing sa Italy. Yeah. So yun, tapos from there, gumawa ako ng sarili kong technique na sinamahan ko siya ng mixed media, sinasamahan ko siya ng glass, stained glass, at saka ng mga natural stones into one piece of work. Ganon. Pinagsama ko siya, ginawa ko siyang fusion.
Wow. Tingnan natin yung mga sample work ni Isabel, no? Dahil we have some of them.
Yan yung exhibit sa kasalukuyan sa White Room Gallery. It's called Ways of the Cross, number 11. It's already number 11 kasi series of crucifix yung ginawa kong yan and most of them are already sold. So this is the latest obra na ginawa ko sa mosaic. If you notice, gawa siya ng salamin. Tapos hinalo ko siya sa mga natural stones like amethyst, turquoise, at marami pang iba.
Ang galing.
Yung materials nyo po, ma'am, saan nyo po, hinahanap nyo pa yung mga materials na to?
Yeah, yung iba galing sa States, yung iba galing sa Italy, ganon.
Okay.
Ano to?
How
big is this, Isabel?
This one is 18 by 24.
Uy, malaki.
Yeah, I have bigger works. Meron akong works na mas malaki.
Malaki. And tingnan natin yung iba. Wow.
Yan. Ito, mga taga Cagayan, sir, si Jong Pamisa, taga Lapas Uno, di ay ni siya Mamsel. Lapas Uno. Yeah. Lapas Uno, yan.
Marami naman talaga mga nakatira sa Lapasan.
Dahil
ang Lapasan was, in the beginning, part na rin ng city proper.
Yes.
Part na ng city proper ang Lapasan.
Okay.
And of course, nandyan ang daanan puntang Eastern Misamis Oriental. Kaya kami, ako, taga Balingasag ako, Isabel, mga 50 kilometers east of Cagayan de Oro. Familiar ako sa Lapasan even when I was young dahil pag darating na sa Cagayan, Lapasan ang namin, yung magsusuklay na kami pag nasa Lapasan na dahil Cagayan de Oro na. Yeah. Tingnan natin yung ibang work ni Khan, yung mosaic. So, wow. I understand na you also took up some mosaic trainings outside of LA.
Yeah, nag-study ako ng mosaic initially sa Chicago Mosaic School sa Chicago, Illinois. Pagkatapos, after a few years, nag-enroll ako sa Institute of Mosaic Art sa Berkeley, California. Yun.
Yan. That one, ito,
isa.
Mother and Child.
Mother and Child.
Yeah, yung Mother and Child na yan, yung collector niyan is actually pare. Nasa siya, nasa may Michigan. Yeah, nasa isang simbahan siya sa, I think the name of the church is Warren, Saint Warren Church or something. Yeah. So, ayun, hinalo ko yung, yan ang part yan ng mga ecclesiastical art na ginawa ko. Kumbaga mga religious objects na ginawa kong very classic ang itsura.
Galing.
Yeah. So, yan yung Madonna in Child ko.
So, ngayon, guardian of morality ka na.
Hindi naman, tao pa rin. Prone to mistakes and sins. Yeah.
Pero ano,
Ilang,
ano ka pala, yung may influence pala ang simbahan sa iyo, no? Dahil I'm sure yung memories mo when you were young, pumunta ka sa simbahan, maraming mga mosaic work eh. So,
Yeah.
lalo na
Italy, yung mga churches doon, karamihan doon, mga traditional mosaic talaga.
yeah.
So yun ang gusto kong gawin sa mga upcoming exhibits ko, ecclesiastical art.
ecclesiastical art. Yun pala tawag doon.
Ecclesiastic art.
Oo.
Mga images ng church, images ng saints, ng angels, crucifix, tsaka mga Madonna in Child, Blessed Mother. Ano yung next slide natin? Ayan, this is interesting.
Tingnan natin
Yeah.
yung next slide.
Mga ilang artwork na po nagawa niyo, ma'am?
Hindi ko na mabilang, madami na masyado. Yeah. Ito namang work na ito, this is one of my works na ginawang cover ng libro. Ang writer na friend ko, she's also my Binibining Pilipinas Universe runner-up. Ang pangalan niya is Lisa Hino. She wrote a book on the comfort women. And then, ang ginamit niya cover ng libro, itong artwork na ito. She also is the collector of this artwork. She bought this artwork from me. Tapos ginamit niya sa kanyang libro. Yeah. So in other words, ang work ko it's very extreme. It can be religious and it can also be like nudes.
No, okay lang naman. Artistic talaga eh. Pero ang intrigued ako sa title, Pandemic Moments.
Nag-exhibit kasi ako during the pandemic.
Okay.
Alam naman natin lahat naka-lockdown. So, during the pandemic was a good opportunity for me na magbabag sa studio ko at makagawa ng maraming artworks.
Okay.
So, pinakalan ko sa exhibit ko, Pandemic Moments, dahil nagkaroon ako ng exhibition noon na yung mga nagawa ko was during the lockdown.
Where were you
I was
during?
bored at the time. Yung Pandemic Moments exhibit ko was in Sebastopol, California, in Sonoma County, the wine country. So doon it was one of my biggest blockbuster sales also ng mga artworks ko. Hindi ko akalain na in the time ng pandemic magkakaroon ng ganong klaseng sale ang artwork kasi alam naman natin ng mga tao nakakulong lang, hindi lumalabas. Pero it turned out to be one of my more successful art exhibitions, yung Pandemic Moments.
Galing.
Yeah.
Galing. Tingnan pa natin. Ang galing ng...
How long do you work sa isang artwork, ma'am?
It can go from 1 to 2 months to as high as 3 months. Kasi matagal iniisa-isa mo yan eh. Yung tesserae, dinidikit mo isa-isa. So medyo mas matagal gawin kaysa yung obra na ang gamit mo acrylic lang or oil.
Yeah. Tingnan
Ito
natin.
talaga, it's very tedious kasi yung glass, you have to cut the glass one by one. Tapos you piece them together. Kaya it's more time consuming than the average artwork.
Wow. I'm trying to...
Kay Shine, ha? Ang dami niyang na-research na mga artworks ko, ha?
I'm trying to interpret this work, no?
This work is actually unfinished yet. Itong work, itong picture na ito, it's a work in progress nung kinunan siya ng picture. Pero may finished product yan na buong-buo na siya.
Oo, pero yung parang may nail?
Hindi yan actually nail. It's actually, meron parang nail nga, parang butas lang ng kung saan nakapako yung kamay ni Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Oo. Yeah.
This is one of my early works sa mosaic. Matagal na panahon yan. Kaya this is an old work. I think this is sometime 2011.
Parang nakahiga pa nga siya, no? Nandyan pa yung mga materials mo na hinahanap ng pwesto.
Unfinished kasi siya. It's a work in progress.
Akala ko ito na yung work mo na
No,
talagang
hindi yan. Unfinished yan. Yeah.
yeah.
Ewan ko saan nakuha ni Shine yan. Pero may finish yan eh. May copy yan ng finished.
Oo.
Yeah.
Pero maganda rin yun dahil puno ng message, ang daming messages noon. Ito.
Yan yung finished
Ito yung
product.
finish.
Ito na
That's
yung
the
finish.
first one. Yes.
Usually, ma'am,
Iba naman ang post ng creator, oh.
Thank you.
ang price range niyo po, ma'am? Siguro
Ang price
average.
range ko, it's from like $800 and above. Yung mga
Hmm.
malalaking works ko can go as high as $5,000 to $6,000. Yung malalaki. Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, diba?
6 times.
Convert pa siya ng pesos.
Million mo na.
Million eh.
Oo.
Ayun, galing.
Tingnan natin yung yung finished product na. Please. Yung last na picture, yung yung hawak niya. Tingnan natin.
Kani.
Hindi, yung hinawakan niya.
Yung crucifix na nakaupo ako.
Yan.
I-close up mo nga. Dahil iba na, ito na yung finished product sale.
Oo.
Yes.
So, yun.
Yan ang finished product. Yung kanina nakita natin, yung ginagawa ko pa lang siya.
Ano tong, may background siya, no?
Ang background yan is actually parang rays of the sun, tapos may sky.
Oo.
Sky na blue.
Yeah.
Ang ganda.
Oo.
No? Parang
Yeah.
imagine mo pag mosaic, you put the intricate pieces
Yeah,
into
yeah.
something really.
Yeah.
Actually,
Tapos,
nag-umpisa itong mosaic na ito dahil yung collector ng artwork na ito, nagkaroon siya ng Italian glass collection na heirloom, family heirloom, na hindi daw niya alam kung paano niyang maitatapon yun. Hindi niya maitapon kasi nga it belongs to the family. So ngayon, binila niya sa akin isang box yan na broken jar. Yung parang garapon siya, nabasag. Tapos ngayon, sabi ko, sige, gagawa ako ng mosaic art out of this. Pagkatapos, nung antique glass kasi yan eh, nung binasag ko na siya unti-unti, nilinis ko. Nung nilinis ko, lumabas na may silver pala siya na naka-embed sa glass. May pila. So nagulat na lang kami na, wow, ang valuable pala ng glass na ito galing Italy. Kaya ginawa ko siyang crucifix. Ganon. Yan ang istorya niyan. Ang collector niyan ay isang Facebook friend ko. Ang pangalan niya si Weng Irania.
Aranya.
Irania.
Irania. Yes.
Yeah. Tingnan pa
Yes.
natin yung iba.
May iba pa ba? Tingnan natin.
Painting.
Meron
Meron
pa
pa.
yung puno. Hindi pa pinakita yung puno.
Puno.
Oo. Merong trees yan eh. The trees of Sebastopol.
Yan.
Okay. Yung puno.
Teka, nahanap nila
Okay.
dito. Ayun.
Yung
Pero-
unang slide yun eh. Nakita ko kaya lang hindi na i-focus.
Ayun. Ito na.
Ito.
Ito na yung puno.
Yes. Oo, I wanna talk about this work. It's
Please.
called The Trees of Sebastopol. Yan, kaka-exhibit lang yan last December sa California para sa member show ng Sebastopol Center for the Arts.
Oo.
Yeah. So yan, ang place where I live in Sonoma County, it's the wine country, kaya napakadaming puno. So naging inspiration ko yan, yung trees na yan, dahil the place where I live, where my studio is, it's punong-puno ng trees. We have practically 40 plus fruit-bearing trees. So
Oh.
pinamagatan tong The Trees of Sebastopol. Sebastopol is the city where I live. Yeah.
Malapit ba yan sa Napa Valley?
Malapit, 45 minutes away from Napa. Malapit lang kami sa Santa Rosa,
Oo.
California.
Wow.
Ma'am, pag
Yes.
remake niyo po yung glass pieces po, lahat na yan, pati yung mga colors niya, yung combination ng mga colors, alam niyo na po kung saan siya ilalagay. Ito yung ginugrupo niyo na, kung anong kulay yon.
Oo, yeah, alam ko nang gawin kung paano saan ko ipupwesto yung red, yung green, yung yellow. Alam ko na kung saan ipupwesto. At saka I cut the glass. Meron akong glass cutter, kinakat ko yan, tapos dinidikit ko isa-isa. Ganon. Tapos if you notice yung lupa dyan sa artwork na ito, that's actually Boracay sand.
Oh, wow. Oo.
Yeah. Tapos nilagyan ko ng mga corals. Tapos yung sa bottom naman niya, sa right side, bottom right, that's actually glass, yung glass na mosaic. Galing yan sa Glass Beach. Tapos in-incorporate ko lang siya together.
Mm.
Ano kayo nito, ma'am? Nag-iipon kayo ng mga glass na iba-ibang kulay.
Pero kami sa studio ko, punong-puno ng salamin, iba-ibang klaseng salamin. Yeah.
Makakita ka ng glass.
Kailangan may variety ka ng glass para naman
Yeah.
mailabas mo sa artworks mo yung iba-ibang klaseng disenyo ng glass, iba-ibang glitter, iba-ibang colors. Yun.
Yeah.
Amazing kayo, no?
Yeah. Pero ito kunyari, ilang percent ang glass dito, itong work mo na ito?
Sa work na to, ang glass I think here is around 50%.
Uh-huh.
I would say 60% glass. Tapos yung kulay orange and yellow na parang fire.
Oo.
Yeah, that one is acrylic. Minix ko siya sa acrylic.
Okay. Oo. Pero yung mga leaves mo, glass yan.
Yeah, lahat yan glass. Pati yung stem ng puno, yung trunk.
Oo.
Lahat yan glass.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one thing with mosaic. Ang mosaic kasi, mas maganda siya pag naiilawan. So pagka naiilawan siya, mas nag-glitter yung salamin. Nagre-reflect.
Yeah. Oo.
That's why I became crazy for mosaic art dahil sa element ng glitter.
At saka
Na hindi
ang
mo capture pag ginamit mo oil painting lang.
At saka ang reflection niya, iba-ibang direksyon dahil depende yan sa pigment ng
Oo.
glass.
Exactly. Ganon.
So, you can have as many ideas as there are angles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Galing.
that's good. Yeah.
Ito, ilang months mo ito ginawa, Isabel?
Ginawa ko yan ng 2 months yata.
Oh.
Hindi naman yung tutok na tutok ka. Kumbaga, sometimes I only work 2 hours, sometimes 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes maghapon, ginagawa ko. Hindi naman yung talagang 24/7 nakabantay ka dyan. Yeah.
Yeah. And what time usually?
Ang ginagawa ko to any time of the day. Kung minsan ini-start ko siya afternoon, minsan naman hanggang madaling araw ako sa studio ko. Ganon. Yeah.
Gana kayo, tsada kayo.
Yeah.
Salamat.
Meron ba tayong pictures sa paintings niya? Tingnan natin kung gaano kalalim ang research ni
Shine.
Shiny ang tawag sa kanya eh. Bago lang yung Miss Universe Philippines dito,
Cagayan de
Cagayan de
Oro.
Oro.
Kumusta yung winner natin, yung kandidata natin from Cagayan de Oro?
Lalaban.
May laban ba? May laban?
Laban.
Pero malayo kay Isabel Lopez.
Thank you.
This one is painting.
Painting ito.
Oh, this one is a painting naman. It's about a woman sa political
Yeah.
prisoner sa jail.
Yeah.
Nakakulong yan, babaeng yan sa Camp Bagong Diwa. Ngayon, yung kanyang infant, bini-breastfeed niya.
Yeah.
Ngayon, nung dumalaw ako, nakilala ko siya nung dinalaw ko yung preso. Kasi every now and then, dumadalaw kami ng mga political prisoners dito sa Camp Bagong Diwa. So, nung nakilala ko yan, malapit na siyang mahiwalay sa baby niya. Kasi pag yung baby mo, kasama mo sa preso, after 6 months, ihihiwalay na siya, kukunin na siya ng DSWD.
Yeah.
So ngayon, kaya na-decide ko gawin yung artwork na yan. Nilagyan ko ng rehas na bakal para ipakita na nakakulong siya sa preso. Pero it doesn't stop her from being the happiest inmate kasi nga because, she has her baby with her. Kaya kumbaga, masaya siya doon.
At saka nakadilaw,
Preso kasi. Kaya nakahinap.
Pero political prisoner ka mo.
Title ng artwork na ito is Bagong Silang sa Kulungan.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually bought by my husband. Personal collection niya yung artwork na yan.
Meron kang pirma, may signature ka sa bottom right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maria Isabel Lopez. Ang galing.
Yeah. May ibang painting pa tayo dyan.
Galing.
Lagi nice.
Magaling ka rin mag-paint,
Thank you po.
Ayun.
Tignan natin ibang paintings niya.
Ito. Ikaw to.
Yan naman ay mural.
Mural.
You
Yes.
do all murals
Sa
also.
peace.
Nasa San Francisco yan eh. Yung isang sa mga walls doon pininturahan namin.
Ah,
Yeah. It's actually an interaction painting. Hindi lang ako ang nag-paint. May mga ibang artists din na nag-participate.
okay. Okay.
Event yan eh. Para sa event na tinatawag na Burning Man.
Oo.
Ma'am,
Every
saan
year,
po kayo? Saan niyo po hinuhugot yung inspiration niyo every time you do an artwork?
well, syempre, before I start an artwork, katakot-takot na prayers yan. Because I had always believed na yung artistry ko, it's a gift from God. Kaya kailangan gamitin to, ma-utilize to dahil niregalo yan sa'yo ng Panginoon. So, yun ang aking source of inspiration palagi. I always start an artwork with a prayer and an end in a prayer. Para lahat guided ka sa expression mo, guided ka sa images, guided ka sa pagtrabaho, yung proseso ng pagdikit, yung pag-cut mo ng salamin, kasama na rin yung prayers na huwag ka masugatan kasi nga ang
Yeah.
hinahawakan ng salamin. Yeah.
Oo, saka ano yan, siyempre, mga glass yan
Yeah.
delikado.
Oo.
Oo.
Yeah, it's a God-given talent. Kaya you always give back to God.
Okay, next, M.
May
Ito. Exhibit to, ma'am.
painting din niya.
Yan yung artwork ni Melissa Mendez. Yeah, that's not my artwork. Yan yung
I see.
yan yung picture na kasama ko si Melissa Mendez. Obra niya yan, yung nasa gitna, yung mother and child. Kasama yan dun sa mga in-exhibit namin sa Screenscapes na ongoing ngayon sa White Room Gallery sa Simeo Inotech, Commonwealth Avenue, Quezon City. So once again, gusto ko kayong imbitahan na panoorin yung aming exhibition featuring 21 movie stars who are into painting.
Yung picture na yon, tingnan natin ulit yon, please. Sino yung naka-blue?
Siya.
Ako yung naka-blue dyan.
Bumata ka dyan ng gusto Diba? I would suppose na mga ano lang ito, 1 month old the picture or something, no?
Well, kinunan lang yan last January 10
Ayun,
during our opening.
para kang teenager dyan.
Thank you
Oo.
po. Si attorney talaga.
Bata.
Fans mo talaga, ma'am.
Yung painting
yeah.
naman ni Melissa Mendez, gawa yan ni Elizabeth Oropesa.
Ganun ba?
Nagpipainting din si Oropesa. Dapat ma-interview nyo yon, Attorney Oscar.
Oo.
Yeah. Oo.
Yeah.
Kasi may mga
paintings niya.
kami din po kasi sa Overtime, ma'am, we're also interviewing yung mga artista rin natin in the past na naiba na rin yung platforms nila of expression. Before, di ba, dati nasa movie sila and many are already into art. Yung may mga nagpipainting na sila, like you, nagmumosaic na, yung mga ganun po.
Oo.
It's interesting.
Talaga, yung ano nila, yung expression nila.
Yes.
Yung desire to express.
Yeah.
Hindi nawawala. No?
Yeah.
Ma'am, hi ma'am, maraming naitatanong din po lagi namin to pagdating sa artworks, no? Kasi uso na rin ngayon ang artificial intelligence. Anong impact nito po sa mga artists na kagaya ninyo?
Well, maraming gamit kasi ang artificial intelligence eh. Whether sa movies, whether sa like halimbawa sa movies, pwedeng maulit-ulit yung appearances mo. Pwede kang magamit as one of the images ng film na hindi ka naman makakakolekta ng talent fee. Tapos sa artistry naman, meron na ring artificial intelligence na ginagamit sa mga artworks, mga digital art. Yeah. Pero tawag nito, kumbaga, yung style ko kasi ng art, it's the more traditional one na hindi gumagamit ng artificial intelligence. Kasi paano mo naman ikakat mo yung glass, paano mo naman ma-artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Pero sa karamihan ng natin ginagamit na talagang artificial intelligence. Pero trend kasi yan eh. Yeah.
Oh,
Pati sa
pero,
mga artwork ngayon, meron silang tinatawag na NFTs. Kumbaga, digital na yung art. Yeah. But it's one form of artistry then. So we just have to respect the artist.
yeah.
Regardless of the medium kung paano
Yes.
ginawa, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oo. Ang galing. Ganda ng position mo dyan, no? Na yung
Artist pa
not
rin.
to look at artificial intelligence as deviant, no?
Mm.
Or parang deviation, as a deviation of talents.
Or even a threat to
Threat or worse, has overtaken talents, no?
yeah.
Alam mo, ang art kasi palaging nag-e-evolve yan eh. Ganon din ang artistry, nag-e-evolve din yan.
Yes. May pictures pa tayo dyan, Em. Tingnan natin. This
Uy.
one, ma'am.
Uy.
Napaka-importanting work to. Buti nakuha ni ano to. Ito yung yung si General Palparan, meron 2 UP students na nawala.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oo.
Si Sherin at saka si nakalimutan ko yung pangalan ng isa, pero 2 babae yan na nawawala. Desaparecidos. So, yung artwork na to, ginawa ko yan para sa exhibit ng Concerned Artists of the Philippines. So, dinonate ko yung artwork na yan. I don't know who has that artwork, kung sino nakabili niyan. Pero, yung 2 babaeng yan, na-implicate yan na missing sila dun sa panahon ni General Palparan kasi di ba napunta nga siya sa jail. Pero nabigyan naman yata ng parole which is nakakalungkot. Pero
ba't naisipan niyo pong gumawa ng artwork na to na tungkol dun sa 2 babae?
Kasi alam mo naman ako taga-UP kaya medyo aktivista.
Human rights.
Very much against ako sa violence against women and children. Isa yan sa advokasya ko. Tapos yung exhibit ng Concerned Artist, sabi ko ito ang pinaka napapanahon na artwork na ma-donate ko.
Liberal ito si Isabel.
Oo, pati yung mga magulang niya, may mga kaibigan ko yan sa Facebook. So, nung nahusgahan si General Palparan, isa ako sa nag-celebrate pagkatapos nung binigyan siya ng early parole. Isa ako sa mga nalungkot kung bakit ganun na lang kasi kumbaga justice was not really served.
Yeah.
Hanggang ngayon, missing pa rin ng 2 UP student na to, hindi na nakita.
Naka-barbed wire pa, Meron pang barbed wire.
Actually, that's splatters of blood. Hindi siya barbed wire.
Ganun ba?
Blood.
Oo.
Pero,
blood.
Wow.
yeah. So, ito rin, ma'am, ang artwork niyo po is also an expression of your ideology. Is that correct?
Yeah, at saka it's a means to express my advocacies.
Yeah.
Kasi kanina na sir, may ginawa siya yung political prisoner na babae. So parang
yung nakadilaw.
Yeah. Alala ko ni attorney.
Kaagad
Ganyan.
na-pick up yung nakadilaw. O, diba?
Isabel, ganyan. So, you were also in EDSA?
Yeah, nandun ba kayo?
Of course. So, I was there.
Nandun ako noong 1986.
Yeah.
Nakamotorsiklo pa nga kami ng friend ko Numuronda kami sa EDSA. May dala din kami mga yellow ribbon na mga
Ay, napag-usapan mo, inopen mo tuloy. Overtime na tayo. Kaso, gusto ko to itanong, nabanggit nyo rin kasi. Nabibisi na naman ang Pilipinas ngayon sa usapan ng Chacha. Baka...
against yan, sigurado.
Ewan ko kay ma'am.
Tama ko kayo dyan, personally. Sa 1987 Constitution, para sa akin, walang dapat baguhin
Yeah.
Para sa akin.
Tama.
Sagrado yan Tsaka hindi ako naniniwala dyan sa People's Initiative kasi may katapat na pera. Maganda sa akin ang People's Initiative kung yung mga tao hindi bayarin. Pero, makikita mo distorted na talaga yung ideas
Yeah.
At saka masyadong maraming interesadong mangyari ang charter change na yan. Sana man lang kung yung heart nila is para ma-alleviate yung poverty, para matulungan ng ekonomiya. Parang masyadong maraming makasariling agendas ang nakikita ko. Ang naaamoy natin, hindi lang naman ako, pero maraming nakakaamoy na maraming masyadong agendas sa likod noon. So I'm very
Makibaka.
against that.
Isabel.
Makibaka ako. Although po, anong pananaw nyo tungkol dyan? Kung sa tingin nyo ba maraming dapat baguhin sa ating constitution?
Yeah.
Hindi, graft and corruption. Graft and corruption.
Marami lang talagang buwayang nakaupo dyan.
Ala, ayun na.
Yeah. Makibaka.
Yan. Siguro later on, baka may magagawa na siyang artwork na tungkol dyan eh.
Hindi, ano talaga, yung, ano siya, liberal, no?
Yeah.
Ano siya, sa expression niya, kahit sa, ano niya, yung nanalo siyang Binibining Pilipinas, and yun nga, maraming mga controversies noon. You had a running, I don't know how to describe it, debate probably with Mrs. Araneta, di ba?
That's true. Oo, tama po yan.
Oo. And then, dahil ano, yung ano niya, yung ano siya yung open.
Yeah.
Open si Isabel nanalo siya because he deserved it. And kung
Meron
meron
naman kasi board of judges na pumipili. Nagkataon lang na naging paborito ako ng board of judges nung taon na yun, ng 1982. So hindi ako talaga ang personal choice ni Mrs. Araneta. Simula nun, marami lang nabagong law sa mga kandidata na Binibining Pilipinas. Pagkatapos kong manalo, one of which is must have never posed for a men's magazine. Isa yan sa mga naging requirements.
Yan.
Hindi na pwede.
Hindi na
Later
pwede. Post ka sa isang men's magazine, hindi na pwede.
Yeah, pero hindi naman necessarily masama kung nag-post di ba? Depende rin yan
Well,
Yun nga.
Ganun lang kasi yung mga requirements nila.
Pero ngayon, I don't know if that would still be pertinent, no, relevant. Dahil ano yan it's a work of art
Meron mga candidates tayo na mga na-disqualify sa pagpo-post ng daring. Babanggitin ko na si Sandra Seifert, isa siya sa mga candidates na na-disqualify dahil nag-post siya sa men's magazine kahit naka-swimsuit lang siya. Yeah.
Yun na nga.
May isang candidate din na ang last name niya is Ross. So, na-disqualify din because
Ano
of men's magazine.
Anong position niyo po dyan, ma'am, na hindi na dapat isasali sa pageant yung mga nag-post sa men's magazines?
This is a pageant. This is not a morality pageant.
Oo.
Kumbaga, ang mga candidates natin gina-judge yan according to their physical bodies, vital statistics, their intelligence, their advocacies. Hindi natin kine-question dyan kung nag-model ka ba sa men's magazine or ano.
Yeah.
Ang pinag-uusapan dyan is beauty of face and figure, if you're smart, if you have social awareness, ganon. Yun lang ang aking point of view.
Yeah.
Hindi, pero ano naman talaga yan dahil marami namang mga, lalo na ngayon with all the advances sa IT, no? Yung pictures are all over. And it's not as if yung sa men's magazine lang ang ang available for the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Hindi na
all over the internet.
Yeah. So may picture ka lang na kahit hindi ka nag-appear sa men's magazine, what if yung isa nag-appear sa men's magazine pero naka-swimsuit, yung another candidate hindi nag-appear pero naka-nude, Ibig
Yeah.
sabihin, disqualify mo yung isa and not the other. Di ba? Ano yan eh.
Nasa kanila kasi yun eh.
Hindi, pero merong isang tanong sa'yo ng isang judge. Merong, yung question ka, what do you think about virginity?
Tinanong po yan sa akin, hindi sa actual pageant, kundi tinanong yan sa profile questioning.
Yeah.
Pero ang reality, tinanong yan sa isang candidate, si Janet Sales, who was candidate number 18. Yeah, tinanong siya ni Miss Rita Gomez.
Oo.
She was still a virgin. Pero sa akin, tinanong yan, closed door interview lang.
Okay.
I see. Oo.
O medyo overtime na tayo.
Yes, overtime na.
Oo.
Attorney?
Mahirap naman na tanungin ko ng
Yes, ma'am.
Ang galing mo, Isabel. Idol pa rin kita.
Thank you po. Maraming salamat.
When was that? Wow, 40 years ago. 30 years
40 plus years ago.
Wow.
22 years ago, actually.
It seems like only yesterday. Kita ngayon and I'm very, very thankful. Salamat kay Shine. Another accolade for Shiny. Isabel, dito ka pinanganak sa Cagayan de Oro. The first breath that you took was here in Cagayan de Oro. The first water that you drank was here in Cagayan de Oro. The first air that you breathed was here in Cagayan de Oro. Yeah, and maraming mga kababayan tayo na nanonood ngayon, no, or who will be watching this in the coming days and weeks and months, no. Ano po ang mensahe mo? Dahil ano na tayo sa oras, we would like to ask for your parting message. And kung pwede, yung parting message is for the people of Cagayan de Oro and Northern Mindanao. And banggit mo na rin yung ano mo sa arts and sa movies and all that, no? Please.
Well, unang-una, gusto kong pasalamatan yung mga fellow Cagayanons ko, no, for all their support. I mean, through these years, I'm still very much visible. I'm still very much around. And of course, sa lahat ng mga Pilipino, sana magkaisa tayong lahat, magkaroon tayo ng peace, sana gumanda ang takbo ng ekonomiya natin at magkaroon tayo ng mas maraming programa para matulungan yung mga less fortunate na kababayan natin. So yun lang, no to charter change.
Yes, attorney?
Yeah, every episode that we have, Isabel, my task is to share my notes, my comments, no, on the episode.
Yeah.
And ito ngayon, maganda, no? This is a unique episode dahil biro mo, pinanganak sa Cagayan de Oro, and then fine arts graduate sa UP, and now continuing with her artistic talents, no? And Binibining Pilipinas, and then model and made good in the world of cinema, no? And when I say made good, talagang umabot sa Cannes Festival, not once but twice, no? And ganda ng story ni
Salamat
Isabel.
po. Oo. Maraming salamat din sa opportunity na makapag-share ng life ko and life's lessons sa programa ninyo.
Yeah. Pero ang ano din sa akin, what's also striking is very strong ang commitment niya to the country. Very strong.
Yeah.
Not only in arts, not only in the movies, not only in beauty, but also in the country's future. Ang galing.
Siyempre, mahal natin ang Pilipinas.
Yes. Ang patriotism nandun pa rin, sir.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Galing.
All right.
Maraming salamat din, host
Thank
Maricel.
you very much. Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you very much. And attorney, og sa tanan nga naminaw karon, dagan salamat og maayong hapon kaninyong tanan.
Salamat. Thank you.